What's up, FROMILY? I'm Kelly, shouldn't be digging that hole keen.
I'm Jazz, Colony House, OSHA Standard, Shamanic.
And I'm Dawn, Storm in a Teacup Glen.
We are back for another retrospective from episode. Today we are talking about episode 110, Oh, the Places We'll Go. So yeah, this was seriously a great episode.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
fantastic
one of my
season
favorites.
finale.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
it really was. I just, in case anybody's wondering why I chose that as my name, I'm married to a Jim. So,
Yes.
you know, Jim's wife shouldn't be digging that hole. So,
but he's a much better Jim.
Yes, exactly.
It'd be hard to be worse, but
yeah,
Jim's great.
Pretty much. So if you haven't joined us before, what we do with these retrospective episodes, we just we go over our MVPs and LVPs of the episode, who we're putting in the box and who we're giving pancakes to, and then we break down our 5 favorites and least favorites. And I could find almost nothing to put in the bottom 5 this week.
It was hard for this episode.
I had to struggle. I really had to struggle. Why don't we do we want to do Jazz, Dawn, me for the order this time?
Yeah.
All right. Let's Jazz, who are you putting in the box this week?
This is gonna sound crazy, and I know you're not gonna like this, Kelly, but and this is probably the only time I've ever said this, but this week it's Tabitha.
Yeah.
And it is simply for the fact that she is alone with the pickaxe digging through the floor of the bit. If she had anyone else, one person there spotting her, it was hard for me to pick a person in the first place just because this is an all-around a great idea. But a lot of the safety standards work in this episode. And yeah, babes, I don't know why you wouldn't have. I mean, even if Tom didn't want to help you, you want to be like, hey, can you watch in case I fall into a hell pit or something? I love Tabitha. She literally does no wrong, but I that was the only thing I could come up with.
Yeah,
I hear ya. Dawn, who are you putting in the box?
It was a struggle, and I hate to do it, so I just went with Tom because he's the only one that says anything slightly negative in this episode. He's the philosopher, he's the town, he's there to pick everyone up when they're down, so I understand why he, good business for him if it fails. But you've got to rally, everybody's got to support, you've got to have hope. What have you got without hope? You've got nothing. So we should have been more on board and made sure there was plenty of drinks available. It was
his idea.
Yeah,
to get the radio working.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't know. I love Tom. He's one of my favorite characters. I wish there was a lot more of him in the show. It's just weird. The last 2 episodes are like very out of character for with him like yelling at Tin Chen, which I just don't see from him at all. And then that very pessimistic take on Colony House was weird. You think he would at least be interested in seeing it go up or something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. I can only think of one thing, one option for the box at first, but it fits more in my bottom 5. So this is the only thing that I could think of. Other than that is Kenny for making things awkward.
Yeah, that comes up in my bottom 5.
Like, dude, she has a fiance. Like, you're talking about once you leave here. I mean, go a little easy. I mean, I know it just kind of slipped out, but
they've got vibes. She does care about him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just an awkward.
It was awkward.
Jazz, who gets your pancakes this week?
My pancakes are going to Sarah.
Yeah.
The first time so far. She really steps up in this episode and holds Boyd together and keeps them going when a lot of other people may have just fucking run off into the wilderness. I like that she feels protective of Boyd and she made sure he got to safety first. Not necessarily safety because he didn't end up in the best place, but she really stepped up. He was falling apart and she carried them, and I thought that was a nice beginning of her redemption arc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Done.
My answer was exactly the same, and for the same reasons. That moment when she puts the backpack on her back, I was just like, oh, Sarah. And that she showed she'd listened to him and was kind of relating back to him the things he'd said to her in the past, you know. So I thought, yeah, I loved that she was right, you know, that we've got this far. What are we going to do? We have to go forward. So yay for Sarah.
Yeah.
My MVP, the person getting my pancakes this week, is actually going to be Jade for giving us all of the best moments in this episode.
Yeah, he had some great lines in this episode.
This photo looks like an advert for a holiday village or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I just this was one of the best Jade episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 3 seasons. Absolutely. There were so many great moments. He's my I'm giving him the pancakes, and I'm sure that after that lovely moment with Tian Chen, she'll be happy to make him some. All right, let's go to our bottoms. Jazz, what's your number 5?
Spider bog existing. Hate it.
Yeah.
Why is there a spider bog? We don't know. We never learn.
Yet.
Yeah. We don't know yet why there's a spider bog. It is horrifying. What the hell kind of spiders are those? What kind of spiders are those? What spiders bite like that attach and rip?
Yep.
That scene is horrifying.
It really
Especially with Abby. It's so creepy. I can't imagine how much work that would have been to do on set dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I had that higher up in my list, but I'll move it down to number 5 so I can talk about the fact. I was convinced, and I don't know if this was deliberate, but I was convinced it was in Boyd's head. The spiders, when he came out, I thought they're in, until Sarah reacted and was like, oh, I'll get them off for you. And I thought, she's just standing there watching him do this.
Right?
Yeah.
I would too. I'm not trying to get bit by spiders.
Yeah. It was the sheer amount of web is just so gross. And you're like, oh, you know, anyway you turn, you're going to get caught in it. And then, of course, you add the ghost mummified Abby into the middle of it. It was really horrible. One of the creepiest scenes, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. The town should really be going in the box for being such a jackass to Boyd. Damn, Sarah. No, my number 5 was actually the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just unpleasant to watch. The spiders. It was just unpleasant to watch. I did not enjoy it.
There should have been an arachnophobia warning at the start for anybody. Yes. Who'd be like, oh.
I do have to say though that when Boyd rips his shirt off and like the spiders are on him, it reminded me very much of the time that Jim and I were in Door County, Wisconsin, which I grew up going there every summer as a kid. My grandparents had a place up there, but Jim and I were there several years ago, and we were driving to this place to go get dinner. And I felt a pinch. I was driving, and I felt a pinch on my back. And I was like, I was just uncomfortable. I figured, maybe like my bra strap got caught on something. and then I felt it again, and then I felt it again,
Oh,
and I
God.
was like, "What the hell?" And I pulled over really quick to a rest stop, and Jim books it out of the car before I can even get out. And he's like, "You have a wasp in your shirt. Like, get out, you have a wasp in your shirt." There was like an elderly woman who was probably her 2 grandkids standing there at the rest stop. And I step out. I just don't even give a shit. I just rip my shirt off.
Oh,
Freaking out. Like giving these poor kids a show.
I would too, though. If it's,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
For a
Yeah.
wasp. Ooh, yeah.
I got stung 4 times. It was
Oh,
not
that
pleasant.
sounds horrible.
No.
Yeah.
I thought we were about to sexually objectify boys, and that was the whole thing.
I was here for that.
Yeah, went in a totally different direction. Dawn, what about you? What's your number 4?
It's Boyd's pessimistic speech to Sarah about worms.
Worms is fucking crazy.
When she's like, what do you think? Trying to empathize with a worm, and he's like, worms can regrow. They're creepy. They belong here. What do you care? Jim, where's your, naturalist? You've got to care about the little beasties. He's just like, no, worms are creepy.
That's actually in my top 5.
It was very funny.
It's in my list of tops. I haven't decided yet.
No.
I kind of make a list of several and then pick as I'm going along.
Yes, yeah, so yes, exactly.
Yeah. My number 4 is, I already talked about it, but just, the whole awkwardness with Kenny and Christy, and she really likes him, but she's engaged, and it's just like, it's just such an awkward situation.
She also doesn't know if she'll ever see her fiance again, and they're at this moment where they've never been before, where maybe there will be communication and she doesn't want to lead him on, but also she doesn't know if this is going to work, and she does care about him. It's a very difficult position for her to be in, and I am very empathetic towards her.
Yeah.
I do hope that they at least exchanged, that she and Kenny at least exchanged like phone numbers before they, before they like plan to try to go home. Because what if the town just disappears and then they're just poof back home?
Yeah, exactly. I had this as number 3, so I'll just talk about this now. Is that I thought it's one of those conversations where I thought they were both wrong, but they're coming at it like this sort of thing, because it feels like to me Kenny was really just playing fantasy. He was saying, imagine if we get out of this, we could go and do these amazing things. And he was wanting her to play along. But she was like, I've got a fiance. Let's not go there. So it was, I think they were just at odds with each other. Neither was right, neither was wrong. She just interpreted it that he was trying to get her to make a commitment. He just wanted her to sort of give him some hope. But she was right to not want false hope. But at the same time, it's a difficult thing because you don't know exactly how long they've been in this together. They never say, do they? Months. I'm assuming.
Been there 6 months.
6 months, yes.
And Kenny's been there over a year.
Yeah. So 6 months they've known each other, and you're like, well, this could go on how long? It could go on 6 years. You don't know, or you might be back tomorrow. So it's one of these things. Do you just go along with it while you're there, and then, because who knows what's going to happen? You could die tomorrow. They're seeing people die every day. So there's part of me that thinks you might as well go, let's just do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe. I was trapped in a hell dimension.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one thing I thought was quite good was this very nice, kind guy. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, 6 months is a respectable amount of time to wait, too.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like she was like, I'm here for 24 hours. I'll just.
Yeah. It was my number 4, but I feel like I didn't even want to put it in there because it was so weird. It was kind of a weird choice, but I don't know. It was really hard finding bottoms for this episode.
Yeah, I
Jazz,
struggled with it.
what's your number 3?
We talked about this already a little bit, but Tom's overall pessimism about the whole idea, just because it was his idea in the first place. What I mean, he was the one who got Jade inspired about fixing the radio.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like a weird. Yeah, I said this already. It seemed like a weird flip of character.
Yeah.
My number 3 is very simple. Just the Storm. The Storm was just a giant asshole.
It was lasting for like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Just long enough to ruin everyone's day.
Yeah, exactly. It really did ruin everybody's day.
It's very much very like the weather in Scotland. If you don't like it, wait around 20 minutes and it'll be different.
Jazz, what's your number 2?
Why is Tabitha just standing there looking up at her house collapsing on her head? Like, Victor's like, come on, let's go. We've got to get out of here. This is where they sleep. We have to go. And she's literally just standing there watching bits of debris fall on her head and not moving until he grabs her. I was like, what? I mean, I guess maybe she's stunned or in shock, but it was so weird. Why aren't you moving? You're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
It was very horror movie cliche.
Yeah, yes.
Is what I thought.
Dawn, what's your number 2?
Boyd's losing hope. I don't like it. when he's giving up and he's like, and Sarah's the one that has to keep him going, and he's just thinking, oh, what's the point? I just think you're literally in the middle of the woods. You don't know where you're going. There's no point in having no hope at that point because you're lost anyway. As Sarah basically says, we might as well keep going because he'd kept her going and like, well, I can't go back now because what way is back? So you've got to just keep pressing forward. There's nothing else to do. And obviously, I don't know how much the spider bites are affecting him all over, but Boyd, keep going. We love you, Boyd.
So my number 2 is actually doesn't really have anything to do with the content of this episode, but the certain fans thinking that actually interpreting the scene with Jade and Julie in a really creepy way.
Did they? Was there?
Yes. Like they were actually, there were people actually suggesting that there was some kind of tension there, which is just absolutely disgusting.
She is 16 years old.
I know.
I don't know why I'm surprised. I lived through the Beth and Daryl years, so I'm not surprised what people ship.
Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting. He wasn't being a creep.
No.
He was just like, I like you. You're a spunky kid.
Yeah.
No. He was giving her sass. That's what he does.
Yeah, he appreciated that. Yeah, that's my number 2. Jazz, what's your number 1?
Okay, mine's a 2-parter because I couldn't decide which one of these bothered me more. First of all, where has Victor been this whole time?
Right?
Yeah.
It's not in the tunnels.
No.
Oh, wait. He does have a second location that I don't think we see until season 2, so maybe there. Yeah. But like, he just shows up in the tunnels and he's like, the boy in white told me to meet you here. So you've been in the tunnels for 2 days? Because that doesn't seem likely. And then the other is just the sheer horror of where they leave Boyd at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really have claustrophobia like that, but that triggered anxiety in me. Even though I've seen it like 6 or 7 times now. It still stresses me out.
Yeah, I agree. Dawn, what's your number one?
Mine's is just when the voice on the radio says Jim's name. It's just that cold dread, that he's like, oh yeah, where are you there? And then he's just like, well, wait, slow down, Jim. And you're just, it's like you can feel the color drain from Jim's face at the sound of his name. It's so cleverly done to do it that way, not to be completely full of hope and say, oh yeah, we'll come and get you, and then whatever happens. I just like the way it's drip fed, that it's like, oh no. Slow motion.
Playing along at first, and then he's like, whoa, slow down, is this Jim?
Yes, yeah. Yes. And have they got hidden cameras everywhere? Are they omnipotent? How do they know everything that's happening when it's happening?
They know everyone's names. They know about their lives before they got there.
Yes. It's very, very, very interesting, because I don't think until that point, obviously Sarah's hearing voices which know stuff, and the Mr. Loaves and Fishes, but at that point I think that's the first time we really get an idea that whatever is controlling it knows everything about them and will communicate it to them.
Yes. So my number one, I don't understand this at all. Well, actually, I'm going to make this a two-parter, because I forgot about this little one, and it's not big enough to be my number one. Jade's most out of character moment in the entire show.
Yeah.
Just hugging some Colony House rando.
Yeah.
But the other one is this thing with the wires. Jade and Jim are too smart for this shit. Did they never see Did they never watch Mr. Wizard's World? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw this on an episode of Mr. Wizard's World.
I was thinking when I was writing my notes, I was like, I don't think I really understood that, but but I just went with it.
Yeah, no, it's something that I wouldn't expect everybody to know, or even most people. Like I only, in fact, I forgot about it until this show reminded me of it. But you're talking about a couple of engineers, like, that shouldn't have been a big revelation for them. It might have been a big revelation for the average layperson, but not for a couple of engineers. That seems
Chen figured it out.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's go to our top fives. Jazz, what's your number 5?
Julie just standing up for her dad in general, and the teacup spark plug exchange. It's just very fun. It's nice to see Julie maturing through the season and standing up for her family and feeling more connected and more as a family unit, and being done with Jade's shit, because who could blame her? I love that she tells him, stop calling my dad teacup, and he does not.
Yeah.
Continues the rest of the series.
Yeah, he really doesn't. He was still calling him teacup in season 3. Dawn, what's your number 5?
It's Victor saving Tabitha, even though it was cliched and we don't know where Victor's been. I agreed with all of that, but I didn't see it coming the first time I watched it. When she falls, when she falls through that hole, and you're like, gasping, where is she, why, and what's going to happen? And then this light, you see the light first, and I'm like, oh, what's that? I'd forgotten as well that it was Victor, so I was like, I'm always surprised it's Victor. But I liked that they brought these characters together. No spoilers for what's coming, but in From, you often see different mixes of characters, and I love that. And I love that we've seen Ethan bond with Victor, and then Victor saves Julie, and now here he is with Tabitha. Like, he's one by one connecting to each of the Matthews family, and that he's the one that helps her, and with the aid of the boy in white. But I love that, and I love that he was it had not entered my mind. I knew we hadn't seen Victor since he saved Julie, but I didn't think this was where he would crop up. So it was a really nice surprise.
Yeah, I agree. My number 5 is actually the Boyd's worms comment. Because I thought it was hilarious. She's trying to be all, like, I don't know, philosophical or whatever. And he's just like, worms are creepy. I thought that was hilarious. But it also made me think, and I'm not going to give spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched ahead, but the whole thing about worms, you cut a worm and it creates 2 worms. Kind of made me think that could apply to the show.
Yeah. Yes, I was thinking that as well. Yeah, no spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like the theory, if you pluck one of your chin hairs, 2 will grow back.
Yeah, exactly.
It really made me wonder how Boyd would react to Sarah's little bits of glass speech. Yeah, of course, glass is sharp.
Yeah. Boyd, where were you when she was like we could have used you then to like make a sarcastic comment, because that was just weird. Oh man. Yeah. The worms thing was funny.
Yeah.
Jazz, what's your number 4?
Jade is at a 10 this whole episode. He's great in every single scene that he's in. He is hilarious. Him screaming, "I know how offensive you find my proclivities." One of my favorite lines in the whole show. Okay, you ding dongs. That whole exchange with him and Donna is so funny. And then you get the beautiful scene with him and Tien Chen, and you get some of this backstory. They pray together. They like really sort of solidify their friendship. It's just 10s all around for Jade in this episode. He really it's really where you fall in love with his character, I feel.
Yeah. I agree. This was it might even be the best Jade episode.
I really think it is. Maybe until the newest season. But
yeah.
I loved everything about him. It hit me watching this episode. It's like, this is officially where I turned around on this guy. And okay, he's pretty great.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Yeah, my number 4 is Comedy Jade, as I'd written down. Is calling Jim Dad, which I loved. Okay, Dad. And
you, Dad.
And then when he turns up with all the fruit and he's like the bountiful, "Hey, I'm coming with snacks." I'm
my God.
He has smoked some weed while he's been gone, hasn't he? I just love that whole and his exchange with Julie, where he's like, "Okay, I'll go on spark plug," then, and he's like, "Oh, this is a nice father-daughter bonding thing. I get it." I loved how funny he was, and that he has such light and shade. That he is this smart-mouthed guy, but also we get this lovely soft side of him as well. Even when he barges in to the Matthews house in the morning, and you're like, "Oh, he's doing his Kramer again." But then when Tabitha walks in, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you?" And then he's back to full. It shows that he has this like really kind underlying thing, but it's his outbursts to just override it.
Kind of like his mumble apologies, where he just like when someone calls him out on being an asshole, and he just immediately like curls up into himself, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Him ringing that bell freaking sent me. Him and Donna's reaction to it, I died.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
Episode. It really is.
It really was. My number 4 was Jim and Tabitha actually had a really sweet moment. I thought they were adorable at Colony House.
Mhm.
You know, right before she
Fell
went
into the hell
she
pit.
went back to what's that?
Fell into a hell pit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, before she went back and fell into a hell pit. It was just it was like probably their sweetest moment on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm
thought
really
it was
proud of you, but I've got to go and pickaxe a hole in
Yeah.
the ground. Bye.
cute.
I just want to know how that's plan B, because what's the plan?
Yeah.
Just
What
keep
is the
digging
plan?
until they come out in Australia, I'm assuming.
Right.
No.
We're
Yeah.
gonna Bugs Bunny the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was an actual plan. I thought that was more of like an exploration thing. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Jazz.
Number
Great.
3.
Sarah's pep talk to Boyd. We already talked about this a lot, but yeah, just a great. I mean, Amy Conrad is such a great actress.
Yeah.
She really is. This is definitely her best episode of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just crushing it in this episode. It's really good. But yeah, we've just discussed this at length. But her being there for Boyd when he really needed her is wonderful. I don't know if Boyd and Cautry together would have lasted out there.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe not.
I feel like they would have squabbled or
Yeah.
ended up in a disagreement and split up or something. And yeah, I think both the position that Sarah's in and just her overall respect for Boyd really helped out a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 3 is in contrast to the awkward ambulance relationship scene. Is Kenny and Christy in the kitchen. I love that scene. That the awkwardness, and he feels bad, and then the fact that Christy comes to him, and the clever sort of roundabout way that she says, "Yes, I am engaged, and yes, I still love my fiance, and I want to go home to her, but also I can't deny I do have feelings for you." And the way she just takes his hand and plays with his fingers is like, oh no, it's so adorable, and you just want the best for them. I thought it's we've seen their relationship through the season. We've joined their relationship quite far in. They obviously, Kenny already had feelings for her and she's aware of them. So I thought it was really nice that we ended the season on this juncture where they're like, we have to make a decision. Am I going to do something here? And then what will I do?
It seems like she's made the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, unless they are getting out today, they're going to proceed.
So, yes, they'll pursue
with their
whatever
relationship.
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
My number 3, I have watched this episode, this whole show so many times it's ridiculous, but for some reason when I was watching it to get ready to do our coverage for this, it was the first time I cried over the proposal scene. and that's because we were just talking a couple days ago about how Fatima was worried about what's going to happen when we get back and everything. And I just thought it was really sweet. Ellis just, he was afraid of losing her once they got back, and he was just like, let's just do this now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
I have that scene as my number 2, so I'm just going to add on to yours. What I thought was so good about it is how they contrasted it to that first scene of Kenny and Christy, where Kenny and Christy are not in the same place. They're at odds. They don't, but Ellis and Fatima are dealing with the same problem. What's going to happen when we get out of here? She's expressing her worries, and that's essentially what Kenny was doing, but in a different way. And whereas Christy was a bit freaked out and then came to him, Ellis just stepped up and went, well, I don't care what happens. I want to be with you, and this is my commitment to it. So I thought it was really nice contrast and highlighted how made for each other Fatima and Ellis are, and how in sync they are mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
That they're totally in the same place, and they're really in us, not just we're just killing time together. This is something more than that, and I thought that was lovely. But I didn't cry. But I did cry at my number one, so I'll tell when we get to that.
I just want to make another comment. I love how much Fatima and Boyd love each other.
Yeah.
I love that so much. You don't often see a super close relationship between in-laws like that.
Yeah.
You know? And she's basically his daughter.
Yes.
It really is. I love it. It's so sweet.
That's essentially her first thought after accepting is about Boyd, that your dad's going to be so happy. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Jazz, what's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is Kenny and Christy, but my number 1 is also a 2-parter that includes the proposal. So I'm just going to bust those out right now and then leave my second half of my number 1 as my number 1. So the proposal, I loved how Ellis described every moment of his first meeting of Fatima. It was just really beautifully done. The only gripe is there no rings in the vast storage of all of the dead people things? It's cute. The wire ring thing was super cute. He made it out of the wire from her pile, but there has to be some jewelry.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's a beautiful scene. I love the overall happier vibe of this episode because it does not happen again. It's just nice to see everyone has, except for Boyd.
Yeah,
everyone has kind of a happy moment or beat or time. There's when the tower goes up, everyone in Colony House is so joyful, and it doesn't last very long, but it's just nice, and especially just starting that rolling with the proposal of Ellis and Fatima. It was really beautiful. And also, Kenny and Christy figuring things out, but making the decision, I feel like, to explore their feelings if they're not going home right now, if the tower doesn't work. Christy acknowledging that she has feelings for Kenny. I love seeing bi-representation on TV because you rarely see it, and when you do see it, it's usually gross. It's usually not well done. And Christy is a perfect character as far as bi-representation goes. She's really great, really well written.
Yeah.
And what a cutie. I mean, how could you not be in love with her?
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Well, I'm like, how could she suit every single haircut? Because I'd forgotten she has shorter hair, and I'm like, oh yeah, that really suits her. And then when we went,
true, haircut's the most controversial thing that ever happened on the show.
Seriously.
Oh dear. Well, will it be in our top 5 when we get to that episode? When she cuts her hair?
Dawn, what's your number 2?
It was Ellis and Fatima's proposal, but I'll just add this story to it about the ring. It reminded me of a real thing that happened to 2 celebrities I followed in my youth. They were in a helicopter crash, very terrifyingly, nearly both died, and they were had several broken bones in hospital, and they were just dating at the time. And the guy proposed in hospital and didn't have a ring because they were in hospital, and he used the gold tie off of a gift they'd received for wishing them well. And then he used that was like torn, so he just used one of her hairbands, and that was so she wore a hairband. And it reminded me of that it's the same kind of thing when you think your life is flashing before your eyes, and it makes you think what about what you want in life. So
that's so sweet. When my husband and I were in the hospital together, he just sent me scary pictures of his face all blown up, and I vomited on myself.
Oh, lovely. So
Oh,
much more of a from type situation you had going on. Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
No, it's still funny. I love that the photo he sent me because like we weren't together in the hospital. We were separated, and we were both admitted. And they like after they gave him saline, his face just got gigantic, and he had no neck. His neck was gone, and he sent that photo, and I got so mad at him at the time for sending it to me because it made me laugh, and laughing was like horrifically painful. But yeah, good times.
So
So
you're number 2 now.
yeah, my number 2 is it's a two-parter because I didn't know they were both kind of on equal terms for me. The Voice on the Radio, because that was just like a super cool little cliffhanger to leave us with. And then the bus showing up.
Yeah.
And of course, I knew right away as soon as I saw that Grand Rapids that who was going to be on that
They
bus.
said it earlier in the episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never left Grand Rapids.
Yep. Yeah, we figured. Yeah, so it was just a really great cliffhanger of an episode, I thought.
Yeah.
For that reason. Jazz, what's your number one?
That is my number 1. The radio, the whole thing, them raising it was really fun to see. Everyone working together, everyone being a little optimistic. The way it worked was cool. It just like a cool piece of machinery that they built from spare parts around town. It was really neat. And the voice is at first you're like so excited and you're like, oh wow, they really did it. And then no, they really didn't do it. This is such a terrifying twist. Yeah, I loved that. I thought about that a lot until season 2 came out. And then the bus rolling up at the end is really just a perfect season finale. They leave just enough dangling for you to really, really want more.
Yeah. And luckily I didn't have to wait because I wasn't watching From yet. So when I first saw it, season 2, the complete season 2 was already out. So I only had to deal with the season 2, the wait after the season 2 finale, but my wait wasn't even very long. Dawn, what's your number 1?
Yeah, my number 1 is Jade and Chan Chen scene. I love that. I shed a tear. I think that was the first time I cried at this show, was that scene. Jade's moving story about being alone in an airport, and that some woman took kindness on him, and the way that Tian Chen knew what he was saying, and she doesn't have the words to the English words to be able to communicate very well with him verbally, but you felt that she totally got everything he was saying. And then she wants him to pray with her, and he did. And I love their relationship so much. It's so special, and it's the sort of way in that we can see what a really good guy Jade is and what his heart is really like, and that she's the first one to understand him, and which is so meaningful because it's with a language barrier, she still understands who this guy really is. Lovely.
Yeah. My number 1 is kind of sort of a two-parter, but it was what you already talked about, Jazz. Just Jade in general. Just everything about this episode, especially the scene with Tian Chen. It was kind of like this was Jade's Cherokee Rose moment.
Yes, absolutely.
Because in The Walking Dead, Daryl was kind of like, you didn't know whether or not you were supposed to like him, and then he had that beautiful moment with Carol with the Cherokee Rose, and everybody's hearts melted. And then that was, this was kind of like that for Jade.
Yeah.
and everyone saw like that he has a good softer side. Oh my god, just the humor. Like, just hilarious. I mean, the way he like rode away on Clara's bike to get his rolling papers.
His last paper.
Paper, yeah,
His last
singular.
paper, yeah. I know how much you hate my proclivities. The moment with Julie, and then the walking in and saying, "All right, ding dongs, anybody screws this up, you spend a night."
And when he shouted, the cucumbers are ready, or whatever, it was like,
Plus, the cucumbers are ready. He starts ringing the bell.
it's so funny.
Oh my god, just so much great Jadeness in this episode. It was just fantastic.
He really steals the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does. And it's just crazy because he has two completely different sides that he shows in this episode. There's so much humor with him in this episode, but then there's that really nice soft moment with Tian Chen. Just a brilliant episode for him. 100%. So normally we would do our FROMILY debate team at this point, but we honestly could not think of a single conflict for this episode. And we thought about making a hypothetical, but it didn't seem like anything fit. So we're going to skip it this week, unfortunately, but hopefully that won't happen too often. But we are continuing our coverage right up to the season 4 premiere of From, and we're going to be covering every single episode through the season 3 finale. So make sure you check out our videos on our channel, subscribe, turn your notifications on, leave comments. It helps us so much in the algorithm. Like our videos, that helps too. You can also hype our videos, which is kind of a new thing. That helps tremendously as well. And we just appreciate your support so far. And did you guys have anything you wanted to get out before we leave?
No.
All right. That's it for season 1. And you will be seeing us for season 2 in a day or two. See you later.